Have you ever felt like your life is overflowing with noise? Like you're constantly juggling a million things, but none of them truly matter? Well, let me share a story that might just change the way you look at your priorities. Picture this. A wise professor walks into a classroom carrying a large glass jar. The students watch with curiosity as he places it on the table. From beneath, he produces several fist-sized rocks and begins placing them into the jar, one by one, until no more can fit. He turns to the class and asks, "Is this jar full?" Most students nod, believing it to be so. But the professor isn't done. He pulls out a bag of small pebbles and pours them into the jar, shaking it gently. The pebbles fill the gaps between the rocks. Again, he asks, "Is it full now?" This time, some students hesitate, but many still say yes. The professor then brings out a bag of sand and begins pouring it into the jar. The grains fill all the remaining spaces between the rocks and pebbles. Once more, he asks, "Is it full now?" The whole class responds together, thinking surely it must be. But the professor has one final surprise. He takes out a mug of water and pours it into the jar, watching as it seeps through the sand, filling every last space. Now, the professor looks at the class and says, "This jar represents your life. The big rocks are the most important things. Your family, your health, your deep relationships, and your personal dreams. Even if you lose everything else, these are what make your life complete." He continues, "The pebbles represent other important things. Your career, your house, your car. They matter, but they're not as essential as the rocks and the sand. That's the small stuff. Scrolling through social media, unnecessary shopping, trivial daily activities that don't carry much meaning." The professor's message is clear. If you fill your jar with sand or pebbles first, there's no room for the big rocks. The same goes for life. If you spend all your time and energy on little things, you won't have space for what truly matters. Your rocks are the pillars of your life. Your family, your health, your dreams, your passions. If you don't recognize their value and focus on them first, you might wake up one day realizing you've left out the most important parts of life. The professor's final message is even deeper. Place your rocks first. They give your life meaning and foundation. Never let the pebbles and sand take their place. At the end of your journey, it's the weight of those rocks that will define the value of your life. A student raises their hand and asks, "Sir, what does the water represent?" The professor smiles and replies, "Great question. The water shows that no matter how busy life gets, there's always room for small moments of joy, like having a cup of tea with a friend." Often, we try to balance all our priorities and fit everything into our limited hours. We get so caught up in everyday tasks and small matters that we forget what's truly important. This jar, this life, is not limitless. If you fill it first with sand and pebbles, there'll be no room left for the rocks. So, place your rocks first. Make time for your loved ones. Take care of your physical and mental health. Follow your dreams and passions with courage. And in between, remember to leave space for learning, growing, and showing empathy, and the water. Those are the little joys, the unexpected laughs, the shared moments with friends. No matter how full life seems, there's always room for these tiny bursts of happiness. The pebbles and sand are necessary too, but don't let them replace the rocks. In the end, remember, life isn't about being busy, it's about being meaningful. It's not about counting the days, but making the days count. Create a balance among the rocks, the pebbles, the sand, and the water. One that brings true joy and completeness to your life. Stop filling your life with noise. Focus on what truly matters. This story might just change your priorities and in turn, change your life. If you believe this message should reach more people, then please share it with others. Let's help each other remember what's truly important in the jar of our lives.